Hi Starseeds, it's Opheana and Sikaal, and today we want to talk to you about your spiritual path and the chemicals in your bodies. We're cosmic shamans, teachers of universal consciousness, and spiritual life coaches. This is when spirit can talk more through you and you can become masterful over the personality and with the personality, rather than having it control you through its urges and through the, the chemicals that just take over your brain, basically.
Yeah, beautiful. So to, again, look at all your choices and decisions on what sort of foods, really look at labels, really look at all of that, because beyond just eating cooked food or whatever, just certain additives aren't always on the label. So if it says 75% of this ingredient in the packet, but then there's nothing else, you're like, I wonder what that 15%
Very interesting
is. And so, or the 25%. So it's really important to be aware of your abilities to empower yourself in this. Like Sikaal said, it doesn't mean that you have to stop any of it, but to know that it's chemicals and to know that you don't need to act on it. You don't need to be constantly controlled by getting the next bit of food or the next sex or the next whatever. The other powerful control is babies, like
it's fascinating.
I have a very natural trigger in me to be very clucky with babies, because I was meant to bring through 4 beautiful babies, and and even after we'd had 4 beautiful babies, after a really intense, challenging time with, home birthing twins and having, 3 kids under 3 and a teenager, it was such a hard time. Was I still wondering? Because I still felt these souls around that wanted to come through. Yeah, and so I just get these chemicals. I need to have more babies. And the girl's like,
No.
we are done. They can come through someone else. So we needed to do some clearing there, but it's an awareness of this little chemical comes out. The babies. We have it with little baby animals too. It's a natural thing to take care of. It's been programmed in.
It's built in,
yes.
Part of the reproduction cycle.
I want to take care of. Any kid, right? I would just take care of all the kids in the world. I could just take care of them all, but it's not my role. And so it's about not being controlled by that, not being controlled by circumstances where you see someone in trouble or this or that or the other. Being aware that these chemicals in the brain can really, like Sikaal said, cloud your decision-making process, and that's what we really want to get across here. You have a decision. You have a decision if you're going to sit there and watch pornography and masturbate. You have a decision if you're sitting there being controlled. I need to have sex. You have a decision of whether to eat that food that's going to react in your brain and make you all high and then make you all low, etc., and then want to go back again and then want to go back again.
It's beautifully said, because that's often, if you look at these chemical processes, it often entices you to certain behavior, and that's the highs you get off it, and you feel really good with it, and afterwards there's often a low afterward, like after a sugar rush or after sex. You can be very sleepy, especially as a male in a male body, resting, needing recuperation, etc.
Takes a lot of energy.
The same is with food. For instance, that delicious pizza, let's say with cheese on it, and you just want to eat it and it's fantastic, but afterwards you need to digest it and you can feel very tired. So behavior that's drawn in through the chemical impulses is very much oriented to the body, and a lot of it is to keep the body safe, or for the main, base frequency needs. If you look at the pyramid of Maslow of needs, for instance, it's like if you got your food, your sex, your shelter, those are primary safety needs, and above that, spirituality comes way above that, because that's when you start to look at your ascension process. So you're not just here again to have a normal human life, to be in a normal vessel and experience one life with all of the control of it. And one extra thing the team said to add is, in the collective consciousness, programs are also pumped, which we
Yes.
discussed before,
Yes.
around sexuality, having
Have more sex.
everybody focus on sex because it distracts from other things. And you can
Yes.
choose to engage how often you want and whenever and what you want. That's all your choice. So it's not about not doing it, it's about being mindful of it. And the same with the food matrix. When you go to a city, you want to eat more. When you go to a city, and often more meat as well. We've talked about the veganism before as well, but it's all your journey. Our advice is, to really be mindful of it. And in certain places, you're going to want to eat more, or maybe when you're with certain friends, or you just want to
smell it. Like,
why?
whew.
It just because it takes you over, and that's what mastery is about. Another thing to mention as well is, there's a book that we've both read, The Initiation by, I think it's Elizabeth Hike or Heich, I'm not sure how you say that. And it talks beautifully about this journey where she raises in her consciousness, but then lets primal impulses get a hold of her, and she drops sort of all the way back down into that energy of it with all the consequences of it. So it's a very interesting read if you ever, it's quite a thick book, it's called The Initiation, but very matching to what we're discussing here.
Yeah, and to really bring it to the ascension process, it just, this stuff holds you back. It keeps you at a certain level if you allow it to control you. If you're aware of it and you're aware that, okay, I'm going to choose, it's like going out for a night of drinks, and you know that for 2-3, probably for me, a couple of weeks if I went out, you would have to really recuperate and detox. So let's say a couple of days. And so you're aware of that. So before you eat something, before you engage in sex, before you masturbate, before whatever it is that you're choosing to do, to really make a conscious choice of, okay, so I'm going to enjoy this for 10 minutes. I'm going to have 3 days to recuperate, to detox. My frequency probably will go a bit lower. There will be chemicals that will basically go down, and I'll want more of that, so I might get into a cycle. So it all sounds a bit heavy, but it's very important to be aware of. It's a control.
Yep.
It's a control mechanism. There is huge programs in all areas of life, like Sikaal said. The thought forms, like Sikaal said, just going into a city or a town, the thought forms of food. Bam, I need to go to the cafe. Bam, I need to go. I need to eat.
I need a coffee.
I need takeaway. I need a burger, a pizza. I need whatever that smell is. I need it. I can feel it. It just takes over. It's like, you don't want to be controlled by anything. Well, we don't want to be controlled by anything. You get to choose what you want.
But you've got free will amongst it also.
Absolutely.
Choose, you mean it starts with the awareness of it to the next level. Not like, yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah.
But really be aware to the next level, how much it's controlling you and how strong it is. Not that you just go through your normal cycles and like, yeah, of course I gotta eat. And of course I have sex. And of course I do this. And of course I go out with my friends. And of course, all the of courses is what you want to research. Why is this of course? Because part of it is also keeping you in these up and down cycles, which allows less of your spirit to come in, less of your mission to manifest. And a lot of you are probably as driven as we are to get into your mission, to get your mission out here and to create this new earth. So take all of that into consideration.
Yeah, beautiful.
Many
Love you
blessings.
guys.
See you next time, guys.
Happy
Many
processing.
blessings.